Hello folks and welcome to the channel. Sorry about that little delay there. We've already got AJLS in the chat. Also that's ALR who's in the Ferrari saying hello and how's it going? It's going actually alright. Looking forward to this. I was hoping we were going to have a couple more but unfortunately it's still going to be plenty for a full qualifying session here. Around this 4.940 kilometre racetrack here at Singapore for round 16, or that is 3.069 miles long. We've got 19 corners here. Used to be a few more after actually this part of the track got changed. The little bus stop section getting removed. I've got to say I really do prefer the changes. There's a bit more racy now. But the tyres that we're using is the C5 soft, C4 mediums and the C3 hard compound tyres, and we've got 3 DRS zones. We're on board with Benji Bucket as he's coming into turns 1, 2 and 3. Nice and clean through there. Now coming down into turn 4 there. Nice, turn 5 sorry, nicely does it on Ruffles Boulevard. DRS is wide open. Is on the medium compound tyre, so we won't be expecting a really quick time, but then again we've only got one person going out in this qualifying session, and whoever that may be we will see. I think it might be Jake, but we'll see. Now we've got Benji just coming into, where the hell am I? The Anderson Bridge there. Into turn 13. Now DRS wide open again. Nicely does it going into turn 14, of course. Now I think now there's a DRS zone right here. If someone would like to confirm that, would actually be amazing. We've got Winnie saying hey, good luck to all the drivers today. So, yep, certainly they're going to need it here to, with how close the barriers are. Certainly going to be a couple people brushing the barriers. One who didn't though was Benji Bucket, putting in a 128.272 on the medium compound tyres. So nicely done for them. Who is going to be up next? Let's see. Dr. Braden's just coming into the Anderson Bridge. We've got Onsu second in the driver's standings, and of course actually that's one thing we've not even talked about is I think it was Jake who actually Jake and Ferrari came out with the came out as champions. So let me go and have a wee quick peek at that. Looking at the driver's standings, so here we go. We've got Jake who took the title in the drivers' standings on 293 points. In second place was his teammate of ARL, who is in the chat, so nicely done for ARL. He's actually in second, 4 points up on Onsu, so that's going to be a battle to watch for the pair of them, whether what one is going to be able to get that second place in the drivers. Is it going to be a Ferrari 1-2, or is that McLaren of Onsu going to be able to squeeze up in the middle of both of them? We've still not seen a time quicker than a 128.2. Ooh, that was a bit close to the barrier there for Onsu. We'll go down to Kadoy just now. We'll talk about the standings. So Onsu is on 184, 4 points behind ARL. Then we've got Ashtube in fourth place on 133. Kadoy is on 112. That's funny enough, that's who we're on board with. Lewis in sixth place on 90 points. And we've got Fake Scouts on 55 in seventh place. In eighth is Jay on 45 points. Chuck is on 37 in ninth. In 10th is Ice One on 32 points. Trucker in 11th on 26 points. And we've got Night Flash on the same in 12th. In 13th is XDF on Pro on 25 points. 14th is Sneaky Turtle with 19, and Bucko on 18 points in 15th. So still not seen a time quicker than Benji's, but still got plenty of time to go. Still got just under 11.5 minutes left. Jake's actually out on the set of intermediates. Don't think that's going to work out well. Well, we're with Godoy. They just finished the lap, or starting the lap. I think that's just finishing the lap. Double warm-up lap, it seems. Godoy 129.727. Not bad time there. Looking at the constructors standings right now, so we've got Ferrari on 479 points, so they've definitely took the constructors title, over McLaren on 225, so quite a gap there. ARL getting out the way of the Haas, and it seems, and that is the Haas of Luke Racer, currently sitting in third place with a 129.442. We'll go on board with them. Oh, just grazing, playing with that line there. Don't want to go over that, that could end up causing a DNF. DNF? A lap not counted, that's it. Oh, Onsu, 0.05 of a second quicker than Benji Buckle. What is Luke Racer going to be doing? Does go quicker, and that was 0.6 quicker, 128.775. We'll go further down and we'll see what Jake is doing on them intermediates. Walking up a lot, it seems. So, with the constructors, McLaren on 225, third place is Williams on 158, then we've got Mercedes on 136, 1 point behind them is Haas, so that little battle for fourth is still on the cards. Alpine in sixth on 135, they're in that battle for fourth also. Racing Bulls on 112, the reserve drivers are on 56, and we've got Aston Martin on 33, Red Bull in 10th on 32 points, and Sauber on 26 points in 11th place. Oh, we've got actually Benji in the chat here, currently sitting in second place, saying, how's stuff, bud? Yeah, all good, bud. All good, certainly. Just looking on at Jake, putting it into 8th place on the intermediates. So, is he fast enough to actually get through on the intermediates? That's definitely going to be a challenge, and I think Lewis is down for that challenge also, but I think that could be a tough one for them, depending on how Dr. Braden can fare. Judging by their first lap time wasn't the best, at 135.773, certainly quite a bit slower than the other times, as ARL just puts in the fastest time up to now, 127.917. So fastest in Q1 up to now is the Ferrari. We'll jump back on with the Sauber in a few moments. We've got Michi just coming around the final corner to start the lap, getting a bit of a toll from an Aston Martin, it seemed there. Was that Ivan or Sneaky Turtle? I think it was Ivan, just giving a little bit of a slipstream to Michi, so nicely done there. Not something you see is competitors actually helping each other out by giving them a little boost. Oh, so we've got ARL saying in the chat, oh my, had a snap in the final turns. Oh well. Glad you managed to keep that under control there and put in that belter of a lap. But remember, this is only Q1, and if you bin it now, then you could end up starting 15th in come the race. So certainly one thing you don't want to be brushing with too much is the walls. Let's see, where is Dr. Braden just coming up to turn 14, coming onto Ruffles Avenue. Onsu is retired. They feel that they have done a quick enough job. Sauber of Dr. Braden trying to pick up a little bit of a toe off of thing. Was that Jake? I'm unsure, can't really tell which one it is. But we see Dr. Braden coming around the final two corners to the line, puts it into 8th place at 129.377. Just ahead of Sneaky Turtle by quite a margin. So that Aston Martin, there's quite a big gap there between Loop Racer and Sneaky Turtle. So we could certainly see a good few cars filling in the slots soon enough. Got Mitchy Boy, you just put in a 128.729, putting it into 7th place. Nicely done there. We'll go down to the RB of Ice One, who's just coming into the Anderson Bridge right now, and they're coming into turn 13. I've actually seen one of the best overtakes, I've got to say, that I've ever seen. Would have been Felipe Massa at that corner going across that bridge, and how narrow it was and how he actually managed to make that work was just insane. His heart must have been racing in that moment. They say an F1 driver's heart rate goes 3 times its normal speed, beats about 3 times to 4 times per second while racing around. So it is quite insane. Fortunately enough, these drivers don't have to deal with that, sitting on their controllers or with their rigs. Ice One putting in a 129.937, good enough for 10th place. Could it be a good enough time to get them into the next stage of qualifying? Lewis has opted for the soft tyres now, getting off them intermediates. Jake still actually putting quite a decent time there, 130.745, good enough for 12th place up to now. He just needs to make sure that he doesn't get beat any by one person. If he gets beat by one person, that is going to be, well, that's all he has to beat, sorry, is one person. We'll go up and see Astube. How are they doing? They're just coming into turn 7 and 8 and 9. Now coming down into turn 10. Through this tight and twisty section. It used to be quite crazy, if I remember right. It was like a triple chicane. It was quite horrendous. You got the famous Singapore sling there previously, where cars would just launch up off of it and sometimes end up going flying just straight on, car right up in the air. Of course, not the best with these cars. You want to keep them planted on the ground as much as possible. And seeing Astube getting that rear end sliding out on the exit, coming across the line, puts that into P3 at 128.237. We've got ARL still going on them soft tyres, and they're going to be able to improve a 129.322. They were quite a bit off their fastest time, but that doesn't matter. They managed to get a quick time in, and that's all that matters, just that one lap. Lewis here, currently sitting in 15th place in the danger zone, coming down into lap 10, where we saw last season George Russell going for that gap in the Singapore GP boarding on the final lap. Wasn't his brightest of moments. Let's see how Lewis is going to tackle turn 14. No DRS down the straight, didn't use much on the exit, but gets on the throttle nicely, using that battery to their advantage. Coming into turn 16 and 17, final chicane before the final two corners of turn 18 and 19 coming to the line. And they managed to put that in a P2, 128.050. Incredible time there from the Alpine driver to put that into second place, and they are most likely going to be certainly through to the next stage of qualifying. The one who is right on the danger zone right now is Night Flash, still yet to put in a time. Are they going to manage to get it done? We've just seen Lewis, their teammate, at 128.050. How is the other Alpine of Night Flash going to compare? Comes across the line, 127.527. Incredible. One and done, it seems, for Night Flash. Jake's time still seems to be quite competitive. He's went a bit too far on, it seems. Misjudged his braking at turn 14. So we've got Astube still out on these old tyres. We'll see how his time is comparing. He's most certainly through anyway, so we'll see how that does go for Arstube. Certainly, one thing you don't want to be doing is risking it too much when you're already through to the next stage of qualifying and end up binning it into the wall, because that is always an option that does sometimes come up. Yep, and that is definitely the right call there from the Williams driver. Get in and just don't risk it. Don't risk it, just pop back into the pits. He's definitely going to need a change of underwear after that one. So he'll be waiting off to the toilet and getting changed. Let's see how the rest of the drivers are going to compare. We've got Ivan, who is unfortunately down in 16th place. I think he's getting ready to go on a lap. Nope, it doesn't seem like it. So Ivan is going to be the one who is going to be eliminated. Everyone else is going to be through. So Jake's time on the intermediates is actually going to be good enough for them to get through. They don't even need to finish this lap. Everyone, that is at 126.720. Right, Jake, now he's just bragging here. You're already world champion, no need to rub it in everybody's noses now. But in all honesty, that was an incredible time there. Almost a second quicker, 8/10 quicker than Night Flash. So the Ferrari team doing incredible. We've got Sneaky Turtle just coming to the line. Puts on the P13 at 129.838. Buckle in P15. Don't think they're on a time, they're just going to be cruising to the end. And I've got to say, I really hate that corner. It's really misleading with having no sort of... It's just a line, really, on the exit, following the line of the curb. So it doesn't really give you that... It gives you that sort of false sense of security that you could run over it, and it's just a straight line, since it is a street circuit. Right, so we'll go on board with Jake and we'll be able to see here on the exit of look on board. So coming into turn 14, and you can see that line right there, the white line that you just straddled. If you cross over in that, then that will be an invalidated lap time. It's, like I said, a bit misleading. Not the best thing. It's caused me a good few times to invalidate my lap time, but these things happen. Jake coming into the pits now, and we're just going to wait for the Ferrari pit crew to wheel him back into the garage before we're able to continue on with the next stage of qualifying, Q2. There we go, folks. That is the end of the Q1 session. We've got Jake managing to pull off the fastest time, the only one in the 126s. Now we've got Night Flash and ARL, only ones in the 127s. Then we've got Lewis 4th, 5th for Ronsu, Ashtube 6th, 7th for Benji, Srivatsa in 8th, 9th for Kadoy, Mitchie in 10th, Hope Racer 11th, 12th for Dr. Braden, Sneaky Turtle, Ice One, Buckle. The only one being eliminated, unfortunately, is Ivan Tonsik. And Aston Martin will be starting at the back of the grid. So now moving on to the second stage of qualifying, we're going to be having 15 drivers, 15 minutes. Who is going to be getting into the final stage of qualifying to be able to battle it out for that coveted pole position, the grid slot that is nearest to turn 1? We'll find out in about 15 minutes time. Sorry about that there, folks. We are back right now. Right now we're on board with Ice One as they're coming down Ruffles Boulevard into turn 7. Using up the whole of the track limits there, definitely on the exit. Round 8 and 9 they come now, being careful of that exit of that wall. Now down into turn 10, this little complex chicane section of 11 and 12. Nicely does it into 13 to come. Now foot flat to the floor all the way down this DRS straight into turn 14, hard on the brakes, extending out as much as you can but not crossing that white line. We've got a yellow flag, I think that's just cars moving out the way. That's an Aston Martin, it seems. That could be a Sneaky Turtle, it seems. Now around the final corner, Ice One at 129.494, Onsu 127.131. That was that's an incredible time there. It's definitely quicker than is that quicker than Jake's time in FP1? Someone let me know. That would be good. But it doesn't matter because Jake goes even quicker, 127.006. Nicely done, Benji Bucket, putting that in 4th place with the 128.186. Godoy in third, 127.737. Dr. Braden's 7th now after ARL put that into 3rd place. So great work out there from the Ferraris and on Suda, putting in incredible times there. Same with Godoy. And the Benji top 5 there doing it quite well, nicely. Moving down, let's see, we've got the Haas there. Was that a Haas that's just crossed the line? That'll be a loop racer just starting their lap. But up next we've got Mitchie in the McLaren. They used up all their deployment there, coming around the final corner. And they go P5 127.599. Who's going to be up next? Buckle coming into the pits. Astube has invalidated their time. Night Flash just coming out, and so is the loop racer, unfortunately invalidated their lap time. Going board with the Lewis, who appears to have went that slow. They went and done a double warm-up lap. They're actually up on their time, but only by a 10, so it seems they did end up making an error, and I'm guessing it would have been this corner here where they just managed to get the battery charged up enough. So we'll see how this final little sector is going to go for them. Godoy is retired from the session. That is in the pit lane, so they're not going to be going out again. Lewis 128.149, that's good enough for 7th place Alpine driver, just behind Godoy. So Astube starting their lap now after invalidating. Let's see how well the Williams driver is going to do. Currently sitting in 13th as they have no time yet. 4 drivers out there still yet to set a time yet. Come down Ruffles Boulevard into turn 7 and now turn 8. Got a car up ahead, it seems. I think that's a Ferrari, is it? Oh, no, that's ARL just up ahead. Just coming into turn 10 there. Now over the Anderson Bridge. Wonder if the Williams will be able to get a little bit of a tow down this straight of the Esplanade Bridge. Let's see. No, it's a bit too far away. Maybe here would be a good place. That'd be perfect, but it doesn't look like it. ARL, let's see, are they on a timed lap themselves? Not using too much battery, but they could be finishing this lap. Yep, they are. So coming to the line, ARL Go P3. Let's see where Ashtube in the Williams is going to go. Goes P3 also. Just over a tenth and a half quicker than ARL in that Ferrari. Nice times from both of them. Going to move down to the Alpine of Night Flash, who is on a lap, just coming down into the final chicane of the lap. Turn 16 and 17. Now we've got 18 and 19 here. It's just one flowing corner, but it counts as two, just ahead of their teammate there by just under a tenth, putting that into 8th place there. Going down to Buckle, who seems to be on a lap. Just coming down into turn 4 there, nicely does it. So, did anyone see the qualifying today in Jet? Oh, Buckle getting the tail end out a little bit, and almost putting that into the wall there, but does manage to keep it quite steady. So yeah, qualifying in Jeddah today was a bit different than what I would have expected. Oh, Buckle taking a little shortcut there. Unfortunately, this isn't Mario Kart. Can't be taking any shortcuts on this track. So we've got Ice One, Dr. Braden, Sneaky Turtle, Buckle and Loop Bracer all in the drop zone right now. We've got Loop Bracer on a lap, just coming into turn 4. We'll go and see where Dr. Braden is. They're just further up the road a little, and Ice One just a little bit further than that. Just coming into turn 14, we'll move up. Benji Bucket currently sitting in the danger zone right now. So Ice One into the pits. Benji coming into the final corner. Let's see what time they're going to be able to put in. Is it going to be quicker than 127? Nope. 127.418. That's good enough for 5th place ARL on a lap. Nope. Last Tube is still just coming into turn 13. We'll join back in with them a moment. We'll see how Dr. Braden is getting on. They're just finished a lap, not managing to get a time in just yet. Loop Racer unfortunately invalidated their lap time. They can go again, I think. I think they've got enough fuel, and I think they're just changing up their battery. There we go, got it on a hot lap, and they are now cooking. Going board with that Tube is just coming into turn 16 now. Whoa! Okay, that was certainly weird there. Astube seeming like they just kept going on their lap there, but just jumped into the pits somehow. No idea how that happened. Yeah. What could you say, really? That's all you can really say. Mitchie boy on a lap now, coming down into turn 10. Oh, that was close there, turning in just a little bit too early, and almost clipped that wall, and done a similar thing to what Russell done last year. Don't want to be doing that down at turn 10. Got a car moving out the way there. That was an Alpine. So, Jake goes even quicker, 126.315. Goes even quicker. Mitchie puts that in a P4 at 127.248. I think we're going to need to start telling Jake he's going to have to start putting times in the dry on wet tyres. Judging by how quick he is, that is incredible. Almost almost a whole second up, 8 tenths up on Onsu in second place. And did I just see a sliver of rain coming, or was that just the illusion of the lights? I'm unsure. We'll find out soon enough. See anyone jumping onto intermediates. But I think it is all good, it seems. Lewis is on a laptop. Coming around turn 9 now, got a car just up ahead in front of them. I think that's their teammate of Night Flash coming around turn 10. Yes, it is. So both of them coming across the Anderson Bridge now. And Night Flash just ahead there. Maybe is it possible to get a distant tow? I don't think so. I think Night Flash is just that little bit too far up the road. Oh, and Sneaky Turtle is retired from the session, so that's one driver who's not going to be moving on to the next stage of qualifying, unfortunately. Night Flash has come across the line, goes P3 at 127.225. Lewis does improve just enough to go ahead of Loop Racer there. Puts in a 127.813, so Loop Racer is just outside of the top 10, and they're just coming into the pits, not got enough fuel to carry on. That's a bit unfortunate for them. Bucko still has a chance, and so does Ice One. Ice One's coming around turn 18 and 19 to the line. They're going to be able to get through. It doesn't look like it. 128.799, so all eyes on Bucko right now. Is Lewis on a lap actually? No, Lewis is not on a lap, so it's only going to be Bucko in the Mercedes. Can he get out of this drop zone? He's going to have to improve by a substantial margin. Right now it doesn't look like he is on for it. He's got a 129.432. That's his time sitting in 4th place. He's going to need to get a 127.8. He's going to need to improve by about a second and 1.7 seconds at least anyway. Now coming to the end of sector 2, he's only 2 tenths up on his time and boshes it off the wall. No damage, fortunately enough, for the Mercedes car. And he's definitely playing with fire there, and some of the mechanics may not be particularly happy with that. He's unfortunately invalidated, so that is going to be the end for Bucko. Dr. Braden is on a lap. He's managed to get back out in time, so I never expected that. Coming into turn 13 now. Let's see, Dr. Braden, is he going to be able to improve by at least 8 tenths? Nope, he's a second down on his time, unfortunately, so that's certainly not going to be helping the Silver driver. Cheesy peeps. Oh, for your personal best, so we've got Loop Racer saying, oh my god, I didn't get a lap together, my personal best is a 27.0. That's unfortunate. I know what it's like when you know that you've got the potential to do quicker, but you just can't hook it up. It is really frustrating. I'm not going to lie about that. It's not the best, but you did a good job. Let's hopefully you could put them 127s into show in the race in about 15 minutes time. We've got Jake who put in the fastest time. 126.315. Second place was Onsu. We've got Night Flash, Astube, Mitchie, ARL, Benji, Stravatsa, and Kadite and Lewis. They will all be moving on to the next stage of qualifying. The ones who won and will be starting in their positions will be Luke Racer, Dr. Braden, 12th, 13th for Ice One, Bucko, 14th and 15th for Sneaky Turtle. Now moving on to the final stage of qualifying. We've got 12 minutes about to go on to the clock, and the top 10 drivers are going to battle it out for the coveted pole position slot. So we've seen a lot of movement now. All the drivers coming out of their box, and looking at this pit lane, it looks awfully similar to the one that's in Jeddah at the moment. We've been seeing drivers actually having a bit of a problem getting out of their garages to get straightened up and into the fast lane properly. Seeing a few drivers actually have to be pulled back so they could turn again. Either that or they could end up taking their front wing off. That's going to be solved for next year. They're going to be expanding the pit lane a lot. I wonder what that's going to do for the actual start-finish straight. Whether that's going to get narrower or they're going to just expand that out a little bit further. That'll be one to know. I'm quite curious about that, because expanding the size of the pit lane so it's a bit wider, that could end up impacting the cars and the overtaking down the straight. So it's a bit of a 50-50. Is it good or is it bad? I mean, Jeddah not got the best chances for overtaking. Anyone in the chat got any opinions on that? Be good to know. Right now we've got Night Flash in the Alpine, just about to start their lap. It's going to be the banker for everyone here. This is going to be the benchmark, sorry. Let's see, coming into turn 1 now is the Alpine. Nicely does it, straddling that curb at turn 2. A bit of an understeer at turn 3, under braking. Hopefully that shouldn't hinder them too much. Into turn 4 they go, nice and smoothly done through turn 4. Now all the way down Ruffles Boulevard, round that turn 6 kink into turn 7. Want to try and straddle that curb on the exit, doesn't do it too much there. Oh, and as he's braking and turning, that's causing him to get quite a bit of understeer. You could see that at turn 8 there, not the best. You don't want to be steering and braking at the same time. That could end up just causing the car to go straight, unfortunately. Now it's through turn, and we've seen it just again there, actually. So it's one of these things you've got to be careful of. You don't want to be going straight on when you want to be turning. That could end up leading to a fatal disaster, especially at this track with how close the barriers are. And it being a street track, it's not the best to it's not the most forgiving, to say the least. But Night Flash has managed to navigate it quite nicely, keeping it out of the barriers, and comes across the line at 127.281. Nice time there from the Alpine driver. Who's going to be up next? It's going to be Stravatza in the RB at 127.139. Benji at 127.133. Onsu 127.051. These times are insanely close. Lewis at 127.680. Astruba 134.440. Definitely going to be going again. We've got ARL in the Ferrari. We've seen them do amazing times up to now. Where are they going to be coming there? Just starting their lap now. Mitchell coming to the line to finish their time, goes 5th at 127.341. Jake is going to be a 126.153. Oh, I was so close. 126.179 for Jake. So it puts that time in. Absolutely stellar time indeed. Kadoy is one driver who's on a lap, just starting their flying lap. So we'll tune back in with them in a few moments. We are on board with ARL, where there is Astube. Astube's actually further up the road a little, so they're in P13. We'll go on board with them right now. Not in P13, in turn 13. My mistake. Anyone who's watching right now, if you're enjoying the content, please leave a like if you're enjoying the video. If you want to see more of this content, subscribe to the channel. It is always much appreciated. Lets me know that you guys are enjoying it, and it lets me know that it's a good stream, pretty much. Astube coming around the final corners there, goes at P5, just ahead of Night Flash by 12 thousandths of a second, getting that 5th place. Nicely done there from ArseTube. ARL putting it into 5th place with a 127.189, just ahead of ArseTube. A little bit quicker, and he could have got Servatsa and possibly even Benji and Onsu. Not very far off there. It is very tight between 2nd and I would even say 7th. Let's see Kadoy, who's just coming into turns 18 and 19 right now. Going to put in a 127.744, and the track has certainly ramped right up. The times are just getting quicker and quicker. The drivers are realising that they could put in a bit more risk into it now. ARL saying tried the double warm-up, didn't work. It's a bit unfortunate there. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on fuel levels sometimes as well, and how the tyres are in general. But this track, if I remember right, is quite an abrasive track. It's not the best on tyres. It's the softest compounds also that Pirelli do bring to this event. Oh, got a knock off the wall there for ARL. Don't want to be doing that. Oh. Moving side to side, up and down, like a roller coaster. Let's see, Lewis into the pits. Kadoy, they on a lap. They're actually using overtake. They're low in fuel, and they're low in fuel and just trying to get back to the pits. I think their gear lever may be broken. It seems that they're no, they managed to get it up into 3rd gear there, so it's not a gear issue, not a hardware issue. Don't want anything like that happening, as we've seen a few times in the past on streams, where drivers have actually lost force feedback or lost total connectivity to their steering wheels. Certainly not the best thing to happen. Kadoy coming into the pits now, and now we're going to be able to have a little bit of silence or what? Oh, right there. Nope, because Night Flash is coming out, so we've got always got a car on track. That is always lovely indeed. So we've got Night Flash just on an out lap right now. Trying to get out and get a lap in before everyone starts coming out, so you could get a nice bit of clean track. But it looks like the other Alpine of Lewis is just coming out of the pits now, and followed up by, I think that is the RB of Savatsa. Yeah, Stravatsa. Oh no, it's the Williams of ArseTube actually. And there's Benji just coming out just now. So we'll go with Lewis, or is it Night Flash? Night Flash is the furthest one up. Going to certainly have quite a bit of traffic up ahead. It's not what you want to be having on your final run, especially if you're sitting in 7th place. With a 127.281, if you improve by 2/10, that could mean the front row or not. So we'll sit on board with Night Flash, and he's already got a McLaren of, I think, is that Mitchie? Nope, that's Onsu getting in the way. That's a bit unfortunate there. Onsu will need to move out of the way as soon as possible, and certainly Night Flash won't be too happy about that. And he's down on his time by 0.08 of a second, and it's through him off. That's, Night Flash is not going to be improving on their time, certainly. If they back off right now, they could get another shot at putting a lap in. So that's just going to be holding off just now. Who's that? That's further up. That's Astube, who's unfortunately invalidated. Getting out the way for Lewis, who is on a lap right now. Oh, and Night Flash is retired in the pit lane. That's unfortunate. Didn't seem like he. Don't think he had enough fuel maybe to go again. That is certainly unfortunate when things like that do happen. We've got Lewis coming down into turn 14. And then coming on to Ruffles Avenue now. Flying down into the chicane of turn 16. We'll see what time he's going to be able to put on the board. He's in sector 3 right now. He's only got 2 corners left, which is essentially just one big corner. Oh, run it right out wide there. It goes across the line at 127.900. Not quick enough to move up on their time. Well, Benji just putting a 126.717. Can Benji actually challenge Jake for the lead off the line? We'll soon be able to find out. On Sue, whereabouts are they there further now? Mitchie's just came across the line. 127.323, 8th place for them. Astube is on a lap. Who's going to be up next? We've got Srivatsa. Oh, Jake, 126.179, so didn't improve on their time. Srivatsa comes across the line, goes P3 at 126.836. Benji's finished their lap time. ARL's not going. Onsu goes P5, 127. No. Oh, he puts in a 126, but was invalidated. That's a bit unfortunate. We've got Ashtube, they on a lap. I'm unsure, they were lagging a wee bit there, it seems. Lewis isn't on a lap, so it seems, if anything, Ashtube is the only one that left on a lap, but I don't think they've even got a proper front wing. Nope, they don't. Looks like they're trying to incorporate the old-fashioned wings when they first come in. Why did my flipping DRS not open? Oh, did your DRS not open? That's a bit of a weird one. Oh, that's odd. Try coming across the line and try pressing it before you do come across the line and open it. See if it does work. We've got the DRS just coming up in 100 metres, let's see. Yep, it opened there, so all good on that part for that, but yeah, that is odd. Is it maybe a sticky button or something? It's the only thing I could think of. I was trying to make sure that the buttons are clean, but unless it's maybe just a hardware issue or a bit of lag possibly, that's the only other thing I could think of. But one thing I will say, Jake putting in a stellar time, and Benji not too far off getting that second place, and just going to be lining up alongside Jake on the front row. So Benji putting in Jake putting in a stellar time, 126.179. Only half a second off though was Benji in second place. Nicely done there. Stravatsa in third, ARL fourth, fifth for Onsu. Kadoy in sixth, Astube in seventh, eighth for Night Flash, Mitchie in ninth, and 10th for Lewis. P4, not great, but I have Onsu behind, so really my fight tonight, yeah, certainly is. For that second place, you are ahead by, I think it was three or 4 points, was it? Was the gap between you two, so good luck to both of you in your battle. I think we're going to be having a quick break. We're just checking right now. So we're going to be going in about beep beep in about 5 minutes time. So stay tuned for that. if you need to go and make yourself a cup of tea or something, and we'll be back with you in just a few moments. So it appears that someone's readied up. I've been keeping an eye on the chat. Someone's readied up, so it seems that we are going to be getting ready. I'm unsure what's going to be happening, but right now we'll just get underway. And we've got the 5 red lights, and it looks like we are away. We'll see how everyone is getting off. Jake managed to get a good start. Benji managing to maintain that second place at ARL is up on Stravatsa and up into that third place. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. What has happened here? We've got Ivan Tonsik who's up in 10th place. Has he got any damage? We've got a virtual safety car, a severe collision with Ice One with, who was that? Quick look. Sorry, folks. So we've got incidents here. So 10-second time penalty for Ice One for a severe collision with a loop racer. So Ice One there, and the loop racers are way back there. So that is a bit unusual. We'll get back to the comments in just a moment. Ivan Tonsik and Astube have both retired. And was that on track? I'm unsure what happened there. So we've got a safety car right now, but unusual. What's happened here with Astube and Ivan? Let's go get this 500 plus points for the constructor seats. So that was AJLS in the chat. We'll get back to the Discord chat. So Astube unfortunately left the session due to lag to try and reconnect back. Unfortunately, it looks like he's ended up, his car's DNF'd. So we're seeing a lot of drivers all coming into the pits. So Dr. Braden getting a new front wing, Ice One a new front wing, Night Flash new front wing, Mitchie today, I'm unsure. We'll check in just a moment who all ended up getting new front wings. So we've seen that was everyone: Mitchie, Dr. Braden, Buckle, Night Flash, and the Looper Racer. So big kerfuffle there from everyone. So unsure what all transpired at the back. So we've got the chat going a bit mad about if it's bugged or not. Astube's a bit upset about the hour of qualifying for nothing. Yeah, that's certainly yeah, it's a bit odd, I will say, for Astube saying it doesn't show if he DNF'd or not, just a random line. Yeah, I will say that's a bit odd. Buggery. Drop my phone there. So, seems we're still going to be going ahead, so but it seems to be all settled down now, so we're going to be getting a rolling restart here. Possibly a bit better, hopefully. So there we go, we've got the safety car pulling away, and we're going to be getting it restarted. Jake's going to be the one that's pulling us away, as took over for the safety car for the time being. Benji Bucket in that Ferrari sandwich there, sitting in third place. Certainly not a good place to be as Jake could easily just back up Benji as much as possible and allow ARL to get that position. So there we go, now we are away, and it seems Jake left a wee bit, managed to get a good bit of a launch there, 0.8 of a second away from Benji Bucket there. Let's see if he's going to be able to increase that gap over the lap. He's already got it to up over a second there, so nicely done from him. See Lewis right on the tail of Onsu. Is he going to be able to go for a position? No, he's not going to be forcing it right now, but one who is Mitchie. And we see Dr. Braden must have got a terrible exit there, as we see the Haas of Loop Racer trying to come up the inside. Oh, and just manages to make it up and into 9th place there for the Haas driver there, coming around to turn 7, looking onwards from Loop Racer. We could see Mitchie trying to, oh, and there's contact, oh, and the Loop Racer's into the wall. That was contact between Mitchie and, who was that, Sneaky Turtle there. Oh, that's unfortunate there, is for Loop Racer, who's down at the back of the grid now. Fortunately enough, has only got the soft tyres on, so can end up switching back onto a hard set. I think the best idea would just be a medium set for now, because judging by this, we may have another safety car later on in this Grand Prix. Judging by the front wings at this moment, we've seen quite a few get busted up and have to be thrown in the bin. Definitely a few marshals will be taking some collectibles home tonight. Being able to store parts of a front wing on their mantelpiece. Jake's managed to get quite a good gap. Mitchie boy, what's happened? Oh, that's oh, who's that around? Who is that that's doing 360s? That was Buckle, who's now down in 13th place. Has fell down quite a bit there, I think. So when is this VSC going to end? It seems to be continuing on for a whole lap almost, a bit too long. Let's see if Loop Racer's going to be able to get out while this Delta is still applied. Does it seem to be? He's just still in the box at the moment. And now Jake is leading us away. We're going to go down to Mitchie Boy and Sneaky Turtle, who are still battling it out like crazy. And Dr. Braden is going to have to be careful seeing all this going on as Sneaky Turtle goes a bit wide. He's got a broken front wing. You can see that right end plate is gone, and so's the left one, I think. I'm unsure, but I know that the right one is definitely gone, and that is certainly not helping him. And Dr. Braden's going to need to find a way to try and get past this Aston Martin as quickly as possible. Beep, beep, beep. Let's see, DRS is now enabled. Definitely Benji's going to have to be careful of ARL here, as he won't have the DRS coming up, of course, in this part of the track. No DRS there was previously in the real life before this the game actually came into, well, actually after the game came into effect. I'm actually surprised that they haven't changed it for this edition of the game. It would be quite nice if they did, but that's going to have to wait until the new one that comes out. I think it's at the end of this month or is it at the end of next month. I'm quite unsure about that, but looking on at ARL is going up the inside using that DRS, going into turn 7 and takes that second position. It's going to be a 1-2 for Ferrari right now. We're going to go down to Dr. Braden, who's now managed to get past Sneaky Turtle, but has went deep and went off the track. Still going to have that inside line. A little bit of contact there made. Oh, fortunately enough, Ghostum was on for Dr. Braden, who's actually just managed to slip past the Sneaky Turtle, who bounced off that wall. Certainly not good. Looking at that front wing, you can see both the end plates of that Aston Martin are gone, and certainly is going to be holding up Night Flash and the rest behind. Not on the straights maybe so, but definitely as they go around the corners and get heavy on the brakes. I'm going to move further up on Stu, not managing to make any progress on Servatza And of course, he needs to beat ARL to claim that second place in the standings. Of course, if I remember right, there's only about a 3-point difference between ARL and Onsu. Going to move further down here. See Kadoy. Oh, he's getting close to Ice One here as they're coming into turn 3. They're both going to be able to have the DRS. Is Ice One going to be able to get it? Yeah, we think he did. Just in the nick of time there, though. And we're going to be going further up. Also, we're seeing Night Flash going for a move on Sneaky Turtle and actually managing to get past. And there was a bit of contact there between the two of them as Sneaky Turtle goes a bit wide. Is there any damage? Nope, it doesn't seem to be. Getting a bit out of shape. What's the Alpine that causes Sneaky Turtle to go a bit out of shape also? And as that's backed them up into Ice One and Kadoy. Is Ice One going to go for it? Going down into turn 10? Yes, he is. And now gets that position, but he's going a bit deep. Is he going to manage to hold it? I think he is nicely. Fortunately enough for Sneaky Turtle having that broken front wing. It has certainly helped out quite a bit. We're going to be moving further up. Actually, we'll go to Kadoy, who's actually managed to make his way past into 11th now. Let's see how things are going to go. Oh, do we see someone going into the pits? That's Sneaky Turtle, realising that that is not helping him. He's not going to be able to, he's just going to be losing time every single lap. Mitchie, first one, no, actually second one to get a 3-second time penalty. So Sneaky Turtle into the pits, hard tyres on, fresh hard compound tyres for Sneaky Turtle. Oh, that was a bit odd there, a bit of a lag connection there it seems for Benji. Welcome along all those who are watching. Good to have you with us tonight, and if you are enjoying the video, please leave a like on the video. It really does help out with the algorithm and such for YouTube. Benji, though, coming on with a bit of the overtake button and having the DRS, not going for the position just yet. I think he's going to be waiting till the move down Ruffles Boulevard. That'd be the best overtaking opportunity, I would say. Jake pulling away 5.2 seconds up in the lead here. At this rate, he'll be able to make an extra pit stop and could possibly still win it. Sneaky Turtle getting a 3-second time penalty. We'll go down to Night Flash and Ice One, who are swapping places there, coming down into turn 16. Night Flash up into 9th place, but Ice One's got a better exit there out of turn 17. But not helping him out as he gets a bit of sliding going on, going through 18 and 19. That's definitely opened up that gap a little bit. Certainly not what he would have wanted. We're going to go up to Benji now. Is he going to go for that move? Not just yet. Staying right up close to the back of the Ferrari though. We've got Bucko into the pits. Ice One's still that bit too far behind the Loop Racer. Now moving up into 12th place after being able to pass Sneaky Turtle in the pits, and Bucko also, who has just pitted. Got a caution for a yellow flag in sector 3. Who is that for? That's for Sneaky Turtle. And we've got a VSC now. And Sneaky Turtle has just retired on track. So that car is just going to go all the way down and go into a Marshall Bay down at the end of turn 1. There it was parking up. And unfortunately, Sneaky Turtle has left the session. So a bit unfortunate there. So another VSC. Virtual safety car. So we're on lap 9 now. Oh, so that's it. And ARL both jumping into the pits. Is anyone else going to opt to do that? Or is it going to be too late? Mitchie is going to be doing it. Dr. Braden, I think the best thing to do is to stay on them tyres for now. Well, it's Srivatsa who's just put on 9... No, they didn't. Sorry, my mistake. They just hadn't changed the tyres yet. So, hard tyres for Srivatsa and ARL. And also Mitchy Boy on 1 lap old hard compound tyres. It is a virtual safety car, so there is no red Mercedes out on track right now with the yellow flashy lights on top. Oh, Mitchy Boy drives through penalty for speeding under the VSC. Was it only him that got it? Yep, it was. That's unfortunate. That's going to end up putting him out probably just ahead of Bucko, but unfortunate there. Benji is in second place now that ARL has pit under the VSC. So, depending on what happens in the next few laps, ARL could be looking at a great finish here and could possibly even end up walking away with the win if all things go smoothly. But we'll soon find out if that is going to happen, because the VSC does end up helping out quite a bit. There's about, I think it's about 8 seconds worth of help there. So if you get this, you could possibly end up leading the race by the time Jake comes into the pits. But we all have seen Jake's speed, as the fresh hard tyres proven to be the superior tyre over Kadoi's 8-lap old hard compound tyres, as Srivatsa moves up into 9th place and is now pulling away and is going to be catching their teammate quite soon by the looks of things. ARL, who's right on the tail of Night Flash on them 9-lap old hard compound tyres now. Benji, Bucket and Onsu swap places for that second place, for that second position right now, and of course Benji doesn't want that, considering Onsu is on them hard compound tyres and is going longer in the race. Got ARL trying to have a move on Night Flash, not managing to make any headway right now. It's a bit hard considering Dr. Braden is giving Night Flash the DRS also. That's certainly not going to be helping. That does end up creating what's known as a DRS train. And it makes it almost impossible for anyone to actually make a move. But we'll see how this is going to go. Looks like ARL managed to get a great exit there. Is in the slipstream. Has got the DRS also, but it's not managing to make any headway, not using any of that battery just yet. This could be his chance, and you can see that instantly change with the ERS functions at the bottom left of your screen as he moves to the left hand side. He's going to take that outside line going into turn 16, and he did end up going off the track, but I think Night Flash did end up getting that position back just at the end. That could be up for debate between the stewards later on, but ARL moves up into 6th place with Dr. Braden going to be his next target. Luke Bracer has retired at turn 14 and we're going to have a safety car. So Onsu is in a bit of a predicament right now, currently sitting on them 11-lap old hard compound tyres. We've got Bucko for a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. That is quite a substantial penalty for that, and he'll be serving that. He's going to have to take it easy coming into the pit lane. Doesn't want to get that penalty on top of that for another 10 seconds, which he wouldn't be able to serve until later on. So we've seen Bucko come into the pits, serve that penalty and get back out. Jake into the pits, hard compound tyres will be on for them. We'll see, is anyone else going to dodge the pits? I think ARL is going to be the only one who is going to end up dodging the pits. But we'll soon see, as they're just coming up to turn 16 and 17 now. I think ARL and Srivatsa are the only ones who's going to be avoiding the pits. Yep, It seems so. Let's see, where is Jake? Jake is on the exit of the pit lane, so he's not going to be able to get ARL. Where is ARL now coming through? Turn 2, and is going to take second place off of Onsu. Night Flash in 4th place, and Servatza moving up into 5th position there, so nicely done from them. Night Flash stayed out on them 11 lap old hard compound tyres. A bit interesting. Has everybody made a pit stop at this moment? Yep, and just as I had suspected. Ice One is up 6 positions right now. Up all the way from 13th on the grid to 7th, so nice work there from them. Night Flash, another one who's up 4 positions from 8th. Nice job from them also, but they are on the old hard compound tyres. Certainly will need to pit again. You could certainly see them falling down the grid considering the how old their tyres are. Same with Ice One also, actually. Just realising that they have not pit recently anyway on a fresh compound anyway. Buckle still quite a way away, unfortunately. He's made 3 pit stops in this Grand Prix. So an 8 lap old hard compound tyre. It's certainly going to be a couple of laps before Buckle can catch it back up to the back of the pack. Certainly with that driving, unfortunately, pushing a bit too hard and sort of bellied out there. Must be running quite a low ride height. That'll be the cause of the bottoming out and just sliding off. And yeah, we've actually seen something of that happen in qualifying in Jeddah earlier on, actually, at turn 4, 5, the curbing on the right hand side on turn 5. So, seen a car, not going to say who, in case you haven't had the opportunity to watch it. I know everyone hasn't had the opportunity to watch it at the moment, so not going to say anything. But yeah, it was a bit unfortunate what happened to them, and just bailing out and smashing the car into the wall with a bit of bad luck, unfortunately. And now we see Buckle coming into the pits. Certainly going to be a little bit until they could get back around. So Kadoy coming into the pits. Buckle, where is Buckle? Just coming down at turn 13, 14 now. Kadoy deciding to come in. I think they just served a penalty there. doesn't tell you. That's actually quite interesting. That doesn't tell you, unfortunately. Yeah, he did for speeding in the pit lane, so he's came in and served that penalty. There we go, we've got the safety car in this lap. We've also got Wood Racer in the chat there, saying what a rubbish race. I got crashed 2 times. That's, yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Sometimes these things do happen. It is a bit unfortunate though, when it does happen, especially when it happens to you. 2 seconds, need a quick drink. So let's see, we've got Jake, ARL and Onsu, and then we've got Night Flash just behind on the old tyres. Certainly not getting a good start, but Onsu is looking to make a move on ARL as soon as possible on this restart. We're on lap 16 now, and I think Jake is just going to try and pull away as much as possible. Don't think he's wanting to get involved with the battle between his teammate and ARL, but it looks like Onsu is actually going for a move. He's using some of that battery, trying that outside line. Does manage to keep it within track limits. Is he going to manage to get the inside line going up into turn 8? It looks like he did, but that's not going to give him anything for the inside going into turn 9. No, it isn't. Onsu managing to move up into second place as we've got another yellow flag. That's for Dr. Braden, who's just retired from the Grand Prix. And please don't tell me we're going to get another safety car. It's been too many at this point. It doesn't seem to be, so that's always good. We've got Lewis and Icewind. We've got Benji Bucket, and he's lost control. Unsure if there was any contact there. Has he got any damage to that front wing of his? It doesn't seem to be. All seems to be good and connected up. So hopefully he'll be able to come back in this Grand Prix here. We'll see how things are going to stand. Mitchie Boy sending it up the inside of turn 16 on Icewind and taking that 7th position away. Now he's got a bit of a gap up ahead to Lewis. 1.6 seconds is the gap, so you won't be able to get anywhere just soon. Icewind losing up another place to Kadoy. Them old tyres not good at all. As we see, Night Flash has actually fell back quite a bit from ARL. As now Sravats is going up and passing Night Flash. Them old hard compound tyres are terrible right now. Kadoy moving up on Mitchie into 7th position there. Icewind under threat from Buckle behind, who's on them on a fresh set of mediums, 3-lap old mediums. On lap 17 now, 2.4 seconds is the gap to first place for Onsu. Got a big chunk to gain up. Looking further down as the gap's starting to open up a little. We've got Kadoy here holding this a little DRS train between Mitchie and Icewind, and Buckle is just closely following behind. Also, no moves just yet. It seems that this is the closest battle on track at the moment. This battle for 7th position. Jake putting in the fastest lap time at 1:29.832. So nice time there from Jake. 2.7 seconds is the gap now. Benji Bucket getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Not good at all. Hopefully he could keep it within them white lines and gain up to the rest of the field after doing such an incredible run in qualifying. No moves being made coming down Ruffles Boulevard. It seems Buckle not being able to make any use of them fresh medium tyres on Ice One's old hard compound tyres. Are definitely going to be being used up quite a bit. And have they made a stop? Yes, they have. And whether that being hard tyres on for them or not, I'm unsure. Buckle gets himself a 3-second time penalty for taking too much curb at turn 11. That's certainly not what he would want. Going to penalties, Buckle's got 12 seconds worth up to now. As things stand, he's going to be finishing in 11th place. Certainly not what he would want. Lewis gaining on his teammate here of Night Flash. Night Flash on them old hard compound tyres against the fresher white walled Pirellis. Certainly proven to be a big difference here as we're on lap 19 now, just coming down into turn 4 where the DRS activation zone is going to be activating. There we go, we see the rear wing of that Alpine on the left hand side of Lewis open up wide and reduce the drag flow and allow him that extra few mile an hour to get past, but then he goes off track. We've got a yellow flag. Is that Ice One or is that Benji? As Benji struggling a bit. Oh, hopefully no damage. Is there any damage to that front wing? Yes, there is. That's a bit unfortunate there for Benji there. Night Flash managing to keep with his teammate though, so that's good. Hopefully Lewis could still Night Flash could still keep with Lewis and keep that DRS, and Lewis will be able to help him along until he's needing a pit for a set of mediums or softs, depending on which tyre he decides to go for. Unless he's deciding to take these hard compound tyres to the end, that certainly would be we've got Buckle into the wall, and so was Mitchie boy. We're going to have another safety car? No? Or is that it for safety cars? Is there a limit? It seems it's done, and the marshals are really quick. So we're now down to 10. Mitchie boy coming into the pits, certainly keep that speed down. Yep, he is. It's below 37 miles an hour. Don't want to be any higher than that, or you will end up getting a penalty. Benji Bucket gets a penalty, but is retired in the pit lane. But unfortunate there. Mitchie boy coming back out, so we're now down to 9 drivers, and my god, this race has been absolutely chaotic. So it seems that we're still going to be keeping on going here. No more safety cars, it seems, even if someone plows into the wall. So I guess that's going to be fortunate for some drivers, others not so much, as Onsu puts in a 1:29.807, and that is not exactly much quicker than Jake's fastest lap. So certainly going to be a little comparison soon enough, but Onsu is on the medium compound tyres, Jake on them hard compound tyres, both 8 laps old. We've got ARL and Srvatsa both on 11 lap old hard compound tyres, 8 lap old hards for Lewis in 5th place. Night Flash on the old, well, Night Flash and Iceland both on the oldest compound tyres, 19 lap old hard compound tyres, and they are certainly going to be screaming out for mercy soon enough, as we now are on lap 21 in this Grand Prix. So Jake pulling that gap out to 4 seconds now. So as things stand right now, I think ARL will be able to get that championship by that second place in the championship by 1 point if it stays the way it is on Sue. Whether that is, do you get a fastest lap point? I'll check. I'm unsure if that is in this. Yep, so you do get the fastest lap for points. So that's going to be a difficult one to figure out, considering figuring out who's going to be up there. I think Onsu may just clinch it with having the extra with a win. I'm unsure if ARL has had a win. I'll try and find out. Unfortunately, I can't see it properly, unfortunately. We'll go down to Srvatsa. Night Flash fell down quite a bit. Unfortunately, I did just miss that. I was trying to look that up just there. We'll go on board with Srvatsa, who has managed to gain on ARL. And they're battling out for this third position. ARL is going to need to try and defend with all this might, as we're on lap 23 out of 31 in this Grand Prix. Using the DRS but not gaining any, it seems. So gap 9/10 of a second. That is just enough so that the RB will be able to get that DRS. As you see, the rear wing wide open. That Autoline sponsor sign pointing right to the sky there and reducing the drag flow through that rear wing as much as possible. Got Mitchie and Icewind battling out, going through turn 7 and going into turn 8. Mitchie Boy is going to have that inside the line on Icewind, and he's going to be able to take that 8th position. Nicely done there from the McLaren of Mitchie Boy, but hold on, is Icewind coming back? Nope, not going to be able to have any chance at a shot at that. Because Srvatsa and ARL here in 3rd and 4th. Who is going to be able to walk away on top? The tyres are evenly matched, both 14 laps old. Are they planning on going to the end, or are they going to be making a pit stop? I'm unsure as to the strategy. If the tyres are going to be able to go that long, they should be able to, but maybe just a little bit of a stretch. Now around turn 9 and into turn 10 now. ARL being really risky there with the barriers on the entry into turn 10 there. Savazza not able to make any gain there due to no DRS in that section of road. Going to move down to Ice One and Mitchy Boy, who are still battling out for that 8th position. Battling for them 4 points, could make all the difference in the standings. Move up to Servatsis using the DRS and the battery to try and gain as much as possible on ARL, but ARL is being nice and patient, being calm and collected, and that is certainly what you want in the closing stages of this season. So we'll go back on board with Servatsa. Are they going to try and make a move going down into turn 14? No, it doesn't seem like they are. We'll go on board with Mitchy Boy and Ice One. We'll go on board with Ice One right now. Has got the DRS using that battery. Got it engaged into the hot lap mode. Is going to take that inside the line. Nope, not risking it just yet. I think he realised Mitchy Boy will have the inside for the next corner, and that wouldn't work out either way. So opting for the wrong side there, unfortunately, it seemed. Servat's still on the tail of ARL as we move on to lap 26 in this Grand Prix. Oh, Servat's going out a little bit wide. That could end up giving them a warning. That could definitely affect their driving if they're on their last warning. That is certainly one thing they will not want to have. DRS wide open for the RB. Going on the attack on the Ferrari. Is going to try and take that inside line. Not going to be the case. ARL being nice and calm about it and doing nice defending indeed. Holding off that RB there for 3rd position. We're going to move back down to this battle for 8th position here between Ice One and Mitchy Boy. No gains as of yet. He's not managing to get a move done. We'll go up to Servatsa and Lewis. He's using that overtake, not opting to go for it, it seems. Deciding against it. He realises the best opportunity to go for a move is going down into turn 7. It's the biggest DRS straight, and we see Ice One going for it on the McLaren, going to try and take that inside line. It's a bit further along, goes a bit deep, just manages to keep it within them white lines, and now moves up the inside, going into turn 8. Is the McLaren going to be able to have a stab back? Nope, doesn't appear to be. Mitchy Boy having to settle down into 9th position. So let's see, coming on to Ruffles Boulevard again. Servatsa and ARL. Is the RB going to be close enough now? Not going for it, not got the battery, it seems. Ice One 3 second time penalty. I think that's certainly added up for them. So that's 6 seconds worth for Ice One. Mitchy Boy on 9 seconds. So Mitchy Boy is not going to be able to make any progress on Ice One in the race results, depending on what happens to Ice One. But looking at it right now, Mitchy Boy's going up the inside. Goes a bit deep. Did he go over the line there? These two are battling out really with, it seems, everything they've got, even their cars. Certainly want to try and keep them whole. The things that are keeping you managing to go around the track so fast. So that's it, trying to save up some energy, and it seems ARL is trying to do the same. So good thinking on both their parts. Coming up to the end of this Grand Prix, we're about to go on to lap 29, it seems. No, lap 28, sorry. So we've only got 3 and a bit more laps to go. Is Servatsa going to be able to make a move on ARL here? It's definitely close enough. Got the DRS, got the battery, got the slipstream. He's going to take that outside line going into turn 7. Who's going to be later on the brakes? It looks like it's going to be Servatsa getting enough alongside. ARL getting a little bit out of shape. That's the rear end squirreling around on the exit of turn 7, but he manages to keep it going straight and not go into the wall. So that is good. Right now, Onsu is going to take that second place in the driver's standings for sure. But we'll see what is going to happen with Srivatsa. And ARL, is he going to manage to get that third place back and finish on the podium and give Ferrari a great send-off to the season and get over, I think it's 500 points for the season. They have been doing incredible this whole season. Looking at it right now, so Onsu is going to be able to take that second position. Now on lap 29 out of 31 in this Grand Prix, only a couple of laps left to go. Well, it's still quite a distance behind ARL and Srivatsa, depending on what happens. If any of these two guys get a penalty, well, it's going to end up moving up. Still quite close in that region. ARL though is the closest right now, using what he can to try and catch back up with the RB. The dirty air is not the best here, like it is ever good, to be honest. It's oh, big lock up there, almost sends the Ferrari into the wall. He's going to need to try and cool off a little, try and get some air, like fresh air instead of the air from the car ahead, and getting the hot air from the exhausts. That is certainly one thing that I did notice playing before. Austria was a bad one for it, considering that is such a DRS train track. ARL still sticking quite close to the back of that RB as we're on lap 29 and about to go on to lap 30 in just a few moments, as Jake has just went on to lap 30, onto the penultimate lap in this Grand Prix and the penultimate lap in this season. ARL and Srivatsa's definitely, this is going to be one that's going to go down on the final lap, it seems. Going to go down to Ice One. They're just coming over at Anderson Bridge. My God, these guys up front are absolutely flying, it seems. DRS open, ARL just trying to gain, and I think ARL is going to get this third place. If you just look at the battery level, it's insane, the difference. ARL managing to use that DRS just to keep up with Srivatsa. Well, they charged their batteries, so nice work there from ARL, and we could certainly see an overtake happening going into turn 7 on the final lap for them. Going to move down to Ice One and Mitchie Boy. No changes just yet between them, as ARL and Srivatsa are coming off the Anderson Bridge onto Esplanade. And DRS not working out fully for ARL, just keeping with the RB right now. Moving down to Ice One. Could we see Ice One going for a move at any point? He doesn't have to. He has got that 8th position already locked down, considering Mitchie Boy has 9 seconds worth of penalties. We'll go with ARL right now, who's just starting their final lap of this Grand Prix. Mitchie Boy, oh, now he's definitely going to need to, now he's definitely got that position, as Mitchie Boy gets another 3-second time penalty, putting that up to 12 seconds worth that they have. ARL is going to be using that DRS, using all that battery that they have got. They're going to be trying to take that outside line going into turn 7. Oh, they go a bit deep, but that's going to turn into the inside going into turn 8. Oh, and he actually has to brake a lot harder there. Or Servatso would have ended up cutting off their nose. And, oh, walking up the brakes. The brakes will be nice and toasty, a bit too toasty. And that's certainly not going to be helping ARL here. Going into turn 11 and 12, now on to 13 as they cross the Anderson Bridge. Around turn 13 onto Esplanade Bridge, and oh, insane wheel spin there from ARL. That is not helping at all. Is ARL going to be able to get this as Jake comes across the line to take the checkered flag and win? Again, another race goes to Jake. Nicely done. Onsu coming home in second place. As things stand, Onsu will be able to get that second place in the driver's standings. And ARL, unfortunately, will be third in the driver's standings. ARL managing to get that fourth position. Lewis fifth, so that's a nice defending there, managing to hold off on the end. I actually thought ARL was going to be able to get that third position, judging by the battery levels near the end. Night Flash, unfortunately, that strategy there of theirs, not the best, but they did manage to gain a couple of positions and move up from 8th. We've got a caution for a yellow flag in Sector 3 as Night Flash has actually ran out of fuel. Coming to the line, fortunately enough, there is no one behind them, and even if there was, they've all got penalties, so that is not too bad there from them. Kadoy coming home in 7th place. We'll be able to take that as Mitchie Boy comes across the line and has 12 seconds worth of penalties. So the RB of Iceland manages to move up a position or to Muncher. So there you have it, folks. There's Jake, Onsu and Servatsis on the podium. Nicely done from all three of them, and great battling from ARL. Also, Onsu putting in the fastest lap time of 1:29.807. So, Jake walking away as the champion, as the Season 6 WWR champion, with Ferrari also winning the Constructors. Onsu getting that second place in the Drivers' Zone Championship, so nicely done to them. Servatsa in third, ARL in fourth, then we've got Lewis 5th, 6th for Night Flash, Kadoy 7th, 8th for Ice One, and Mitchie Boy in 9th. The ones who did not finish the Grand Prix were Benji Bucket in 10th, and then we've got Buckle, Braden, Loop Racer, Sneaky Turtle, Ivan, and Astube. But unfortunately, they all did not finish the Grand Prix. So, tomorrow I will be live again. I think it's going to depend on the what do you call it? The actual Formula One itself, but we'll see how that is going to go. So, until next time, from me, it is peace out and always take care of yourself.